Hi guys, I'm really excited today because I want to show you these earrings that are some of my favorites. And they're very easy to make. You'll find it real simple. Actually, all you need are for the full pair, you'll need 4 of these little circle beads, whatever kind you want to use. You could use seed beads if you wanted to. I've got 4 of these little flower spacer beads, and then I've got 2 cute little beads there. They're just natural rocks. And then this is the hook we're going to make today for this. And this is the little cuties that we're going to be making. Now you can make these any size you want to. And I'm going to give you some instruction on that. Let me show you what these look like. These are just adorable. Let me show you from the front. You see, those are some cool natural beads. And these hang really nice on your ears. You know, and they look really pretty on your ears. And you could put anything on the bottom. What I did is I made a whole bunch of different colored rocks. And I just switch them out when I want to wear a different pair of earrings, a different color. And this never falls off my ear because it's hooked right here. Well, let me show you what this is made of. Or let me show you the other earrings first. Here's a pair I made out of, these are freshwater pearls. I made a freshwater pearl pair. And these are made out of plastic beads. And here's another one out of plastic beads. But don't they look elegant for being plastic beads? Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Aren't those cute? And then here's I can't pick them up. There's the blue ones. Here's some that are made out of the teardrop type glass beads. So you could even make them out of teardrops. Now all I did was I wound around them to make a nice little top on them. And then I also made these in case there's people that like to use essential oils. This is lava rock. I made these ones out of lava rock. I like to give you a few different varieties so you can come up with things with the beads you've got. And I made these a little bit different because I put the little metal bead in there. And then I put a bead cap, a little bead cap on there with a metal spacer bead. And then the little round bead on the top and bottom. But these ones I really like too. These go good with anything. And I can always put essential oil on it, and then I don't have to worry about perfume, for one. And essential oils kind of calm you down. So that works out good because it's nice and close to your face where you can get a smell of that essential oil, which is just so, there's so many wonderful flavors of that, so many wonderful smells. But anyway, let's get started here. These are the ones we're making today, these little cuties. Now to make these bigger ones, all you do is use a bigger piece of wire. And you do not use regular wire for this. What you're going to use is you're going to use your memory wire. Is that fun? So you'll definitely need memory wire clippers because this kind of wire will ruin your regular clippers. So make sure you have memory wire clippers, and they always look like this with a round head, and they look like they're going to just clomp your finger off or something. But anyway, what I did for this size here, For these bigger sizes, I used 1.5 loops, and then I cut it in half. But for the smaller ones, I use exactly 1 loop. And then I cut that in half. I just picked up 1 loop. See there? See the opening there? That's 1 loop of the memory wire. 1 loop of the kind that fits around your wrist, not the earring type. Because there are a lot smaller memory wires as well. Then you want to try to go to the opposite side, cut it as close as you can, and then you're going to even it out. So I've got my snippers there. Now I'm going to put these 2 pieces together, just like that. And see, I was pretty close, but I'm going to cut off that little bit of extra so that the earrings are the same size. Now they're exactly the same size. See there? Now what I'm going to do is I am going to come right down about here. Let me show you how far down that is. That's probably about 1/2 inch. I come down about 1/2 inch out. And then I'm going to turn that into a circle by pushing it away from me. See how I'm pushing? Normally I go the other way, but, and then I'm going to pull my pliers up higher so I can go all the way around like other things we do. Now I got that all the way around like that. I'm not showing you very well. I want you to see that really good. And I'll show you again with the other one. That's why I didn't do the other earring. Because once you get used to this, you'll be able to make so many different earrings. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other one right away. Now what I did is I put the wire, bending wire toward me. And the U part is down toward the tray. Then I'm going to put my pliers about a little over 1/2 inch. Let me see if that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. I can always trim it, so it's not a big deal. Now I'm going to push this down, just like that. See how I turned that just down? I just went straight down with it. See how that's the U part? And then I'm going to turn my pliers, and I'm going to finish going all the way around. Now I've got another one like this. What I want to do is I want to bring them out here. I want to show you something. When I did this, I had 1 wire come out this side, and I had 1 wire come out this way. Or let me just, if you noticed, this is going over the top this way, and this is going over the top this way. Ooh. This is going off the top this way. This is going over the top this way. And that's so that they're opposite of each other. Because I want them to be mirror images of one another. Now I'm going to make a bend in these 2 wires here to make my little hook right here. That little hook right there. See that little hook? I want to do that now. Hope you can see that. It's just a little U in the wire. And I like that hook to come over like it's going over the other side. See, like here's the opening right here. Now I want the U going this way. So I'm going to put my pliers right about here, and I'm just going to bend my wire. Might have to move my wire a little bit, and then see how I just bent that straight over. Now I'm going to cut off the excess off that, but I'm going to do the other one first. Now I don't want to do it on this side because that'll just pull the wire out more. This, I don't want that open. So I want to pull it this way. I want it to go this way. So I'm going to make a big U right here. I'm just going to bend that into a U. Did you see how I did that time? See how there's like a U in there? Let me put it toward the white. Pull this toward me. There's like a U right there, and that's going to catch my wire when I bend this down. It's going to catch my wire. Now on this opposite end, when I get to this other end, I'm just going to put, you know how earring wires have that little bend right there? Well, I am going to put a bend outward, away from the circle. Just a little bend there. It doesn't have to be big, just a little bend. Or it looks better on here. See how I put a little bend in there? Maybe a little more than that. Oh, how's that looking to you? Okay, now this is the way it looks. Let me bring it up to you. Now that's the way it's looking right now. We've got this, we got that little U on there. See? The circle. Then we went to the U. Then we went over to the other side and just bent that tip up. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bend this wire a little bit as we go. We can use our pliers for this. It might even work better. I like to kind of bend it slowly with my pliers. So I get a nice little bend in there to where it'll go right into that little space I made for it. And bring this down just a little more. And we have the new ear wire. Now I'm going to cut off some of this because that's a little bit too long. The ear wire right here. The hoop. Or you're going to be searching for it while you're trying to put them on. I'm going to bend this up a little bit also. And then I'm going to cut some of that off. A little too big. And then we're going to sand that little tip right there and that little tip right there. I'm not doing it right now, but just so you know. Then I'm going to see how I can just flip that right in there. Let me show you that again. Now it's made in a way that I can flip this right into this piece. Isn't that cool? I'll show you how to do this a couple more times after I do this one. Because once you get used to this, these are the easiest. Well, they're not the easiest wires to make. The other ones are easier. But this is a cool wire that you don't have to hammer because it's already got the spring, because it's memory wire. Now I just bent the tip up like I did the other side. And I'm going to start bending this wire. You can do it with your finger or you can do it with pliers. It's up to you. Now I'm bending it down. Now I'm going to cut part of that wire off like I did the other side. Let's better to have too much and cut some off than it is not to have enough there. Now let me see if that's pretty close to the other side. Ooh, we cut that just about perfect on both sides. And then we're going to flip this right into there and pull up a little bit so that we can get it right where it should be. Now I'm going to check and see if these are the same size. Not to worry, I'm going to do this again for you before we make the inside piece. Now these are exactly the same size because that's the way we started off. And if you'll notice, uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, there it is. I had it going the wrong way. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. One of these, I'm going to bend that down a little bit more because I don't like that sticking out right there. Right there. So I'm going to bend that down just a little more. My U-cut kind of just didn't go far enough. And let me make sure this one's down. I like it to come up a little bit and then down. Let me show you. That's the way I like to see it when it's done. Oh gosh, I wish you could see this better. Maybe I can show you better with the next one I do. There's that little piece. I guess the best way I can show you is just opening it, and there it is right there, and closing it like that. Now that's all there is to this little earring part here. Now I am going to squish this one in a little bit more so they match just a little bit better. And then I will make a big one, and maybe you can see it when I'm using a big one. But that's the way I like them. They're opposite of each other. They are opposite of each other. They have that little place that holds that wire in. And then we have the little place right there to hook our stones to when we get them made up. Let's make up our stones real quick. Let me grab a couple of these wires. Here they are. Now we already have a place that, oh wait, this is the wrong wire. Sorry about that. Let me get the other wires. I have them right here somewhere. Right about here. Here we go. Got some right here. Oops, a little bit too many. Okay, now I'm going to put these together. I'm going to go with, oops, it's going to be one of these little beads at the bottom. See how we got one little bead? Now we do have a bead cap on this one, but I'm only going to use the flower. We do have a bead cap on this one right here, but we're only going to use this little flower piece instead, because it really doesn't make that much difference. You know, I just did that for more texture, but this one really didn't need it because it was a small bead. But anyway, that's the way we're going to do those. And then I'm going to grab one of these flowers. I'm going to grab a bead. Oops. Flower first. Bead. Flower. And one of these little round beads. These are those little round metal beads that I'm so fond of. Yep. Now, see how cute, oops, see how cute that is on there? You really don't need the bead cap because it's almost the same. You can add it if you want a little more texture, as mine is. But if you look at these like this, you're not going to really notice that much difference. But that's just for a little bit different. If you want to stack all kinds of things on there, go for it. Anyway, now we're going to do this top part. What we're going to do is we're going to grab it right about, about 1/4 inch. There's about a 1/4 inch into the pliers. We're going to push this toward you. That's our usual get started there. We're going to move this to the top right here. Now we're at the top. Now our pliers, there's our 2 tips of our pliers, and we're right at the top of that bend. Now we're going to pull it back toward ourselves. Just like that. Now this is how it looks, and it didn't go all the way around, so I'm going to have to move my pliers so that I can finish going around. And there we go. Okay, now I finished going around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto this little circle right here, and I'm going to wind this wire around like that until it stops. Get a hold of it. Okay, I got a hold of it. Now I've got to wind it. And I'm going to go around and around until I get that in the right place. Until I get it tight on there, nice and tight. Oops, I'm going right over. I can't see nothing. Okay. Keep it as close as you can to the top when you start putting this wire on. And then just turn it and turn it and turn it till you get it on there. Now I am going to cut this extra piece of wire off right here. See that extra piece? There, you can see that. I should keep this empty right here so that you can see right here. Ah, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to cut that. I don't need to use this plier on this because this is not memory wire. I'll use these clippers instead. Now I'm going to hang on to it, and I'm going to squash down that little bit there, a little bitty piece that I have left over. And just kind of follow my earring around as I'm squashing that down. Now I want both of these earrings to be the same size, so I've got to pay attention on the next one to make sure that I do it just like this one. See how pretty that is? They're such a cool little bead. When I got them home, I didn't know what I was going to do with them. And then finally I did this, and they turned out so cute that I decided that I could use it on all kinds of little things like that. See how cute that is next to the other one? There you go. That's how cute they are. It's like little worlds. Okay, now we're going to get the other one. We're using the, hey, wait a minute. This wire doesn't have a tip on it. Let's get another one. Let's find one that's got a tip. I don't know how I came across that one. Okay, Here's one with we're using the ones with the flat side on them. See there? It's about 2 inches. But it's the one with the flat head, so it catches the ball when I put that ball on there. So we're going to go 1 ball, a flower spacer, the bead, another flower spacer, and the last bead. There we go. Okay, now we are going to do the same thing we did with this last one. We went about a 1/4 inch in to the round nose. So well, first we went, yeah. I got confused for a minute. I do that. And then we're going to move this up to the top so that we can actually start doing our circle. And we're going to pull it toward us like that. And we can't go all the way around, so we have to move our pliers a little bit. Then we're going to finish going around. Now I just finished going around, and we're at this point now. See there? Now we're going to get a hold of this wire right here, and we're going to start wrapping it around and around. But before we do that, we want to measure it up to the other one to make sure they're the same. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You can either put them up to each other like this, or you can take another wire and stick it through those holes and see if they're dangling the same. See that? See how they're dangling the same? That's the easier way to do it. But I always forget to tell you guys. Eventually, you'll know all my secrets. But I, you know, I have these memory lapses all the time. And then it looks like I'm wrapped almost 3 times, about 2.5 times. I'm going to start this off with just my finger. The bead is helping me move when I'm going around this. I hold on to the bead and I'm rolling with the bead. You see, I'm just rolling with that bead. See there? It's a long enough piece that if you get it right, you're not going to have any problem with that. Okay, that went all the way around. And let me see if these are still the same size. Get my wire. Stick my wire in there. And these are identical. So we're going to cut that wire off, that extra wire on there, like we did before. We're going to cut that wire off as close as we can. And then we're going to squash it down. I'm just going to put this in there for leverage so I can hang on to it. And then I'm going to start going around it with my pliers. Now there's the little piece of wire right there. So I am going to start just behind it. If I can put my hand in the right place. And I'm just twisting, and I'm just going around in the circle because it's pulling in that ball as I go around. I mean, it's pulling in that little piece. Okay, that's there. Now I'm going to straighten up this circle a little bit because I a little bit bent it. And I'm going to stick it on my ear wires. I'm going to open these ear wires just like this. And I'm going to grab this right onto there and pop it right into place, just like that. Now let me get the other one. Nope, not that one. This one. I'm going to pop it open. And I'm gonna fit that right on here. Can you see that? And I'm coming around, and then I'm just popping it. Did you hear that pop in? I just popped it right onto that little circle. It's not going anywhere. I can throw this all around. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to close that up. And I'm going to close this one up. And there's our new little earrings, our new little adorable earrings. Aren't those cute? And they're dangly, and they really move. That's what I like, is they really move a lot, and so they're showy. But they're not like over, it's not like overdoing it, but they're really quite cute. And then, you know, like I said, here's the other ones. This one had a little bit more texture in them. I don't know if you can see the difference there, but there was a little more texture in one than the other. But it really didn't make a big difference, but they look really good, huh? Okay, now let me show you how to do these one more time. I'm going to show you how to do these wires one more time, just so that you really got it. You get the memory wire. That's this stuff here. This stuff springs right back into place. This is what I make a lot of my bracelets with. And this time we're going to make this a bigger one. So we're going to go 1.5 rings. Well, to go 1.5 rings, I'm going to start here. I'm going to go all the way around to this side right here. Right where it stops. That's going around one time right there. Then I'm going to just keep following this wire until I get about to the other side. Now I'm at the other side. That's where I'm going to want to clip it with my memory wire cutters. Make sure you use your memory wire cutters when you're doing this. Even this baby pair is cool. I have both kinds, but I use the baby one most because that's the one I can find most of the time. But it works just as good as the big one. Now I'm going to try to cut this in half. To cut this in half, I'm going to find these 2 points here. See how we got these 2 points here on either side? And then I'm going to just come right up, right about here, which is right about in the middle. And I'm going to clip that right there. Then I'm going to even them off. To even them off, I'm going to start at one side. This one I got closer than the other one. Not what a surprise. Okay, let me clip that little bit off though. Just to be right where I should be. Okay, now these are even Steven. Now these are both the same size, but I made them bigger so that you would have probably closer to this size. This is one of my favorite sizes on these big ones. I like these. I've got another earring I'm going to show you pretty soon that's a dangle with this kind of a loop, with this kind of a hoop on it. I mean ear wire. Anyway, remember the 1/2 inch. If you want to, grab both your wires at once. Then you'll make sure you're getting them right at the right end. You can even start it here. Let's do it this way. This is the front side, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it with this, just like that. And I'm just going to pull up on that. Now this is in the round area, but I'm just pulling that up because that's the other side, right? That's the bottom that's going to stick into your hoop to keep the two pieces together. Now we're going to go around to the other side. And we want this round part coming toward us. We want this facing us. And then we're going to make our circle right here. We're going to do it with both of them at once so that we make them the same size. Okay, I've got this at 1/4 inch. Right here is about 1/4 inch in. And I'm going to start twisting it down. Now I can't go all the way around, but let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this up like this, and I'm going to have, oh shoot, it came off. I'm going to have one bend over this side. Well, I'm just going to do it. I'll just show you this way. I'm going to have one bend this way and come around and come up like that. See that? I made it come around over this side. Now the other one's going to go over the other side, or this one's over this side. So the other one has to be the other way. Now this one has to go around the other side. It's going this way. I hope you're understanding what I'm telling you. Now I'm going to show you the difference. Oh shoot, I did them exactly the same. This one has to go around the other side. There we go. All I had to do was bend it. Okay, let me show you that. This one is going over the big wire. This one's going over the big wire. And this side of this one is going over the big wire. So they're opposite. I got pulled down a little because I made the hole bigger when I did that. But if you notice, they're let me sit it down here so you can see this. Because then you can go back and look and it'll be easier for you. These are total opposites. If you'll notice, let me get a pen or something and show you. And I don't have one here today. That's just peachy. Here we go. If you see this is our big wire, and this is our big wire right here. If you'll notice, when we ran around that circle, we went over the top of the big wire with this side. On this side, we went over the big wire in the opposite direction. That's what I was trying to show you. And the reason I do that is so that you know which side, when you've got them on, if your hook is on this side, then you know that the hook's going to be on the outside of this side. If the hook is on the inside on one side, then it's going to be on the inside of the other earring. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. It's not going to make a big difference in the way it looks. But you know me, I'm just picky about that stuff. Now, when I go to do the U, I am going to make this wire turn a U this way, because I don't want to pull this wire over the top. I don't want to pull it off. I want it to go underneath. And so I want the same thing with this one. I want this one to go underneath. So let's do that. I'm probably making this harder than it seems, but I'm just trying to make it where you understand what you got. So we're going to hang on to the wire right about there. And if you can just take your finger and bend it around if you want to. And then I'm going to just pull up on it a little bit. See, I bent it and then I pulled up on it a little bit. I'll cut most of that off so it won't show. Now I'm going to do this one. I'm going to bend this one. And this one's going to be going this way because it's got to be the opposite of the other one. And that's what I did with that one. Now I'm going to cut these wires off. Cut it off here. And cut it off here. You don't want too much extra wire, because then you'll have a hard time figuring out how to get this in once it's on your ear. Now I'm going to just bend these a little bit. I normally make a whole bunch of these up, and then I'll go back and I'll sand all the places that need to be sanded, like right here and right here. Because you'll need to sand that to be able to stick that in your ear, because it'll hurt going in if you don't sand that end. It'll feel like a needle. Now I'm just bending it into the shape that I like. You can bend it any shape you want, but I have a real, I just like it a certain way. Now this one I want to bend out just a little bit more because it's sticking on here. So I am going to bend that just outward a little bit, like that, and down a little bit. That'll work probably. Now let's see how that works. Oh, that works really good. And there's your big one. Now you got a big one. Still a little places I need to bend. But this is with the memory wire. With the memory wire, you're not going to have any problems with that. Now, I'm going to get this other side. I'm going to start bending that. Now, they're always going to match if you start out with the same size in the beginning. You're always going to get the right. Now, this one I need to bend a little bit more. And up a little. If I go out a little, I'm not going to have a problem with it catching on that circle right there. Now let's see if that works. Oh, nice. That went right in there. Now let's get it the same shape. Match them to one another. Now if you notice, on this, if you notice, these are total opposites. You've got your hook here and your hook here. See, I happen to like these on the inside when I'm wearing my earrings. Then if I want to, when I get ready to take them off, I don't have to look in the mirror. I just squeeze them off, and they're I know which side that the opening's going to be on for these. But that's the way I do that, and these, you get used to that. I'll be doing more of these in the future, but you get used to making these, and you're just going to love these for all the little things that you have hanging on your earrings. Or you can even do a long dangly if you want to. But it turns out so good when you do that. But anyway, here's our babies. There's our little baby there. And here's the one. Wait a minute. We got two different ones here. Here's the ones we made. There's the ones we made. Then I've got these. And, you know, the pearls are pretty cool. I did them with brass wire. No, not brass. I did them with copper wire on this one because of the coppery color of the pearls. These turned out great. These were with the lava. And see how cute those are? This one I didn't put anything on. On the pearls, all I did was wind the wire. I didn't put anything extra on it. It's just plain. So you can even go plain on these, and they look great. Here's the teardrops. And the teardrops are glass. But what I've done on these is I've wound the wire. I just took it from the top and I wound it down until I ran out of wire. That's what I did on those. And then I brought it up a little bit and squeezed it. And then these are the plastic ones that I'm really starting to enjoy these plastic beads, because I can't believe how pretty they look. You know, even though they're not expensive beads, but they look really cute when you're wearing them with something, and you can match them to just about any color. Well, that's what I got for you today, and you have fun trying that. I know you're going to like it. I know you're going to like the way the earrings hang on your ears. They just look gorgeous. So you guys take care, and remember that Jesus loves you.